Welcome to RED Red. It's Michelle Barone, your host, along with Ashley McPherson, your co-host.
Hi.
Ash, we have someone really cool in today.
Yes, we do.
And when you hear that buzzing sound, like sometimes when you walk into a tattoo shop and it's like almost soothing, but it gives you a little at the same time.
Yep.
We have that guy here today that does those tattoos. The true artist,
All
right?
right,
Someone
okay.
who just opened a shop right here in New York City. That's right, my friend Robert Fall. What's up?
Ooh.
Hello, how are you?
Had a moment of clarity, and now I know that my time is now.
Robert, I heard a lot about you from my friend Johnny. He told me everything and that you are an amazing artist. And I see all these tats coming out. Before we even get into your background, I just want to see them. Can you show us what you got under there?
Yeah, sure. Just go around this.
Yeah, I mean, here,
Okay.
wait, hold on. Let's
Okay,
see.
you can move it. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I know the camera's not getting it all, but I want to see some of this.
Whole thing?
Well, if you want to do the whole thing, you sure. Yeah, I mean, yes.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
That's
You got the
sick.
whole-
Okay,
the whole-
so tell us about them.
Yeah, feel free. You can sit down if you're not too cold.
Well, actually, this is everything that I've removed and put back on again. So this is my second chance of doing
What?
this.
Really?
Yes, because the original bodysuit and stuff that I had before was all done in prison.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
I didn't want that one.
You wanted to redo it, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you took all your tattoos off, removed them, and put them all back on.
Yes.
Okay.
Majority of them, yes.
So the first round was done in prison.
First round was done in
And
prison.
why'd you take them off? If they were, because it was a
Well,
time?
I
or-
mean, I got it done when I was 16 years old in prison, and I did like 7 years. So I learned, that's where I learned how to tattoo. And back then it
Cool.
was just a different meaning. Everything was done with a guitar string, homemade ink, and everything was a little bit, kind of more on the macho side, like the gang you were from or anything that was like, street related, whatever.
Yep.
So once I got out, I just thought of like, I didn't want to show. I was kind of embarrassed of having some of those tattoos, so I got it removed. And now all the stuff you see on me is more meaningful stuff, family.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. You have your kids, right?
Yes, all my family is
Oh,
on me.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. So amazing. And what a turnaround, right? Did your skin heal from the removal, and then could you redo it and it was still clear?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started getting my tattoos removed in 2004.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, I went through a lot of pain going through that, and it took me about 3-4 years to get it done, because you
Wow.
have to do each section like 3-4 times before it's completely gone, and then re-tattoo over it.
And that was your whole body.
Yeah, my whole body.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's
Legs,
insane.
everything.
Wow.
So let's talk about, I want to get into your past a bit, if as much as you're willing to share,
Yeah.
if you'd like. Let's start from the beginning, and you can take this wherever you want to go. So what was it like in prison getting tattoos? How'd you learn?
Okay, so I started when I was 16 years old. When I first got locked up, nobody taught me. It was just what we did inside there, So going in there, I got inspired by all these inmates coming out with just heavily tattooed, and I was from a gang when I was younger, and it was fitting, because I was also an artist ever since I was little, 5 years old. So that just caught my attention, and I remember just borrowing a machine from somebody, and they pretty much just gave me a quick crash course on, just dip the ink and just
go.
yeah,
do
just
it.
go.
Was it a lot more
Wow.
painful to do it that way?
It was very painful. Yeah, because I didn't know how deep to go. I didn't know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so I just, went real deep, and I was just like, oh my God, and the lines blew out, like it was crazy.
So did you do it on yourself, on your whole
I
body?
did it on myself first, and then I started tattooing my roommate. And ever since I started doing work on my roommate, everything just, like the whole yard found out about me, and they wanted to get work by me. That's
Wow.
pretty much the beginning of my career, yeah.
That's amazing. That's insane. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
So while you were there, do you remember some of your most proud work? I know that it's a crazy thing to think about, and I know that a lot of these folks were gang related and probably had some crazy badass tattoos.
Yeah.
But were they, what was something that you were proud of, even though you might not relate to it today, right?
Well, I think the thing I was proudest, like the most, was on me. Everything that was done on myself because I did my whole sleeve, left hand, right hand.
I was about to ask, you did all of your tattoos
Yes,
yourself?
I did majority of the tattoos
Okay.
that I was able to reach, you know. So even like my stomach, I had to draw it with a marker. And, you know, in prison, there were like these little 4x6 mirrors.
Yep.
So I had to stand on the toilet looking up and down to make sure there was even. And then,
That's insane.
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
That's
How many hours did it
so
take
many
you
hours.
to
many
do
hours.
Yeah, I
to
don't
do your
even
whole
remember.
body? Is that all you did the whole time you were there?
Pretty much.
So
yeah.
6
And then-
years of being an artist, that gave you a lot of
Yeah.
prep from when you got out into the
But
world.
you know, I
again.
mean, in prison, especially in California, it was it kind of saved me because it was like, you know, anybody that made money in there, you know, you have to give a percentage of that to, you know, whoever was, you know, like kind of ran the place or whatever.
Yeah.
So it kept me safe from a lot of things for, you know,
yeah.
whenever there was something that popped up and they had to send somebody or something like that, that, you know, people making money was never, they were kept safe from doing that, you know, so.
That's amazing. Wow, what a story. Now let's fast forward to you got out and you said, I really don't identify as this person anymore with all these tattoos. So what did you do then?
You know what? I just lived with it until, you know, even when I got out, I didn't think I was going to be doing tattooing for a living because it wasn't like a career option. It was just more like a gang related thing, you know. It was
Right.
just marking your body with, you know, gang stuff and you know, I didn't think much of it as far as like, you know, when I got out, I was on parole for 3 years and I couldn't get a job because I had a felony on my record. So I did stuff that was, you know, in back of newspapers where you meet people and then you sell like teddy bears, door to door, flowers,
Yep.
pens, you know what I mean? Like soliciting, like to every, I did that for a while and I did everything else I could. So when I started tattooing, it was just more like doing a friend from the neighborhood. And then from there, that friend brought me 2 more friends. And then those 2 friends brought me, then I realized it was like, oh man, I'm getting more busy doing this than you know, anything else. So then I just thought about opening a shop
Wow, in California
in California.
to start. And then what led you to Vegas, New York?
Well, from California, during my the end of my parole, I had a friend that had called me. This was the moment where I was starting to do my research about opening a shop. So out of nowhere, I get a call from one of my old buddies from prison and told me, hey, I'm in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
I just opened the shop and I want you to come visit me, you know? So I went out there for about 2 weeks. I tattooed at his shop and learned a lot from him. And, you know, I came back after 2 weeks and then his mom calls me a few days later and tells me that the cops came and picked him up.
No way.
They locked him up and nobody was, you know, like the shop was going to be left like to die and she asked me if I can come out there, you know, and at the time I had my wife and my son, who was like a year old, and then I just told my wife, hey, this is my friend, you know, I have to go out there. And she was like, yeah, go ahead. So I went out there to go save his shop, not knowing when he was going to get out. I thought maybe a month or, you know, like at the most. And he didn't get out till like a year later.
Wow.
So I was there for a whole year, saved the shop, learned how to pierce, open 7 days a week to respect his like hours. And I learned everything that whole year. And then finally when he got out, you know, he was like, hey, you know, I was ready to go back home. And he was like, hey, if you want, since you did that for me, you can have half the shop if you guys are willing to move here.
Wow.
And then I called my wife, hey, you want to move out here in North Carolina? She was like, yeah, sure. So I moved them out. And that shop was called Skin Design.
Very cool.
So he gave me half of that. And eventually, you know, I ended up buying them out. And then 6 years later, tragedy happened. And that's when we moved to Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vegas, what was that like? Woo! That's
Oh,
back in
no.
the high life.
Well, originally it was going to be California, but California had this like 3-strike law, right? So if you got 2 felonies, if you have 3 felonies, you're doing life.
Wow.
And by the way, I was fighting a life sentence when I was 16 years old. So the judge, I took a plea bargain for 14 years and ended up doing 7, you know? So
Wow.
I know I had like
At
2 felonies.
16.
Yeah, I know.
The gangs, man.
Yeah.
Gotta stay away
California
from the
around
gangs.
the 80s was very rough, you know?
Absolutely. I'm glad you made it.
I know, me too.
You know?
I'm not
Now
supposed to
look
be
where he
here,
is.
you know?
Yep.
For
So
people
what
like me.
happened?
No, it's just like statistics, you know. I'm not supposed to make it and be like, you know, where I am today, you know. So I'm proud of that, you know.
I'm proud of that too.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot on this show, we talk a lot about mental health, right? Mental Health America, Dutchess County is really a big supporter of it. And it's just a vulnerable time in your life when you're a teenager and impressionable, and even, you know, a 9, 10, 11-year-old when this stuff starts. How did you find yourself falling into this, and how did your mental health play a role in it?
I didn't have mental health back then. To me, I don't understand. I never understood what mental health is, because it's, you know, growing up, you know, you get beat up, you just keep going, you know what I mean? You fought the next day, right?
Yep.
That's just how it was, you know, like, so I don't know what that is.
You grew up in it, and that's all you knew.
Yeah, I grew up in it. I mean, we were refugees from Cambodia.
Wow.
Right, because of the killing fields that happened out there. So when I was 2 years old, after I was born in Cambodia, we went to France, and then we lived there. Then when I turned 10, so we lived in France for 8 years. And then my parents was like, you know, it's to the point where, like, you know, they need a place to find better education for the kids. So they thought of the U.S. because they had a reputation for, like, you know, good, like, good jobs and, you know, like freedom and things like that. So we got petitioned to go to California.
Wow.
So growing up we came in 1980. So growing up in California, there was a lot of racism because the Vietnam War just ended, right? So it was like common for people to be like, you know, go back to your country. You know, it was very heated. I remember going to restaurants, sitting down with my family, and people just like kicking us out, you know, telling us, hey, you know, we don't belong here. Go back to your country. And my parents, they would always like, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't care, you know. But for me, I was the only one that like I felt like
resentment.
anger. Yeah. I wanted to fight. And I was questioning my parents why we had to leave, and got in trouble by them, you know. So I felt like, you know, that's the start of the
anger and the animosity, and then going down a downward spiral. Well, you came out, and you came out on top. And how many shops have you owned now? And you're really, you know, even though sometimes there's a very negative thing that happened and you had to do your sentence and your time, a really positive thing came out of it. Your artistry came out, and you were able to thrive now in society and live a normal, peaceful, happy life, which is an awesome story. I mean, that we got to give a round of applause, because it's really tough. I can't imagine going from all those places as a child, every country, coming here, getting completely demolished for your race, which is not fair, right? Ending up in a gang, going to jail at 16. You don't even know yourself at 16. You know nothing. And then at that point, you know, now learning your artistry. How many shops now? And let's talk about your success story.
Yeah, so that was the first shop in North Carolina. It started out 200 square foot, right? With 2 artists, a bathroom, and a waiting area.
Oh my gosh. It was like 2 feet here, 2 feet there.
Yeah, so we upgraded to a bigger shops, but from that moment, ever since we moved to Vegas, now we have about 9 locations.
Wow.
Yeah,
9 locations. That's right. That's amazing.
We're working on Thailand. We're working on Tokyo. We're going international.
Michelle, have you seen these stunning pieces from Rock and Roll Designs?
Absolutely. I am obsessed. Like, this white jade is my absolute favorite. It goes with every outfit.
Totally. I love that piece. I'm actually wearing it as well. I feel like every time I wear it, my vibes are just so high.
Oh my God, me too. I have to tell you, same here. It's either the chunky white bracelet or necklace for me. Love them. It's not too over the top either.
I feel like I could dress it up, dress it down. You know, I can wear it out. I can wear them to the gym even. I bring them everywhere with me.
Yeah, and they're like really strong too. Like, they don't break, and they're chic. Love it.
Rock and Roll Designs has definitely become a staple in my accessory collection, and Rock and Roll Design can become a perfect addition to your collection too. Every piece of jewelry is custom, and every crystal has a special meaning that will help you with your self-care practices. Check out their websites at www.rockandrolldesign.org to find the perfect piece for you.
So how do you recruit talented artists?
I think, you know, I carry like some weight in my industry, so a lot of people respect what I do. The way I do things, you know, it's not, I'm not, even though some people may consider me like more of an old school type artist, I don't consider myself like that, because I adapt to whatever is happening in the times, you know what I mean? Like social media or whatever it is. So I get involved. And I feel like because I'm doing that, we're constantly growing. So a lot of people want to work for us. I interview them. The thing about our shop is like we carry this vibe that's very like family like.
I love
know?
that.
Yeah,
I
we
love
don't.
that so
Yeah, there's
much.
no.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Everyone's brought that up today too.
I know. I was just
all-
thinking that. That's so funny.
It's all about family, and that's where like the world can come together, right? No matter
Yeah.
what race, religion, whatever, you do care about your family,
Yeah.
right? That's just always the end all be all. It's like who's going to benefit from the fruits of your labor.
And I think the blessings comes from that.
Right.
Always helping people from the beginning.
That's right.
That's how we got to be where we are. And now my
Absolutely.
daughter's tattooing with me.
No
She
way.
just turned
That's
20,
so cool.
and she's doing so amazing. Yeah,
That's
my daughter
so
Rena.
cool. I love it. And how many kids do you have?
I have 4. My son, then Rena, Risa, who's 16, and then my youngest one, Vanna, she's 4.
I have a 4-year-old too.
Yeah.
When was she born?
She was born, 4 years ago?
No, I know 2020, but what date? Mine was February
Oh.
5th. My daughter, 2020.
October 3rd.
All right, we're a little off
Yeah.
there, but that's so cool. Oh my
Yeah.
God, from a 20 to a 4. Woo, you
Well,
got it.
my
You're still
son
going.
is like 35. I
Oh
think.
my God, that's insane.
Wow.
Wow. And is he tattooing?
No, he was supposed to. He was the first one that actually grew up in the shop with me, and helped me with everything. And when he turned 18, he just wanted to become a DJ. So
That's
yeah, it
insane.
worked out. He's really good at what he does now. And you got to let people do what they want. Right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
but I'm glad, like my daughter, and then my next daughter is gonna follow her same footsteps. And
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so.
What's your most prideful work? What's the thing that you've done outside now of the bars and being locked up
Yeah.
in the world, right? What's the most prideful thing you've done? What are you known for?
I'm known for black and gray realism. I've been doing that for a while. I mean, I did everything in the past, but ever since I started doing like portraits and things like that, people started paying attention more to my work, and I'm really more known for that now. And one of my proudest pieces that I've done was on this guy named Monty, who we worked on for 3 years straight, once a week.
Wow.
Yeah, once a week. Every Sunday was his day off.
Wow.
Was my day off, and I brought him in, so I was working 7 days for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was he getting for 3 years?
Well, he got a whole bodysuit. I
Okay,
did
wow.
one on him, and then after that, he asked me like, hey, I want you to do my whole entire body.
So did you do him like top down,
Yeah,
like
he
face?
got not the face, but he has his whole head and pretty much to his finger and his
Ooh.
toes. everything.
Wow.
Mo, do you have a picture of him? We got to post that. We
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
get it
where's
up.
the
We'll
picture?
send
I
it to
need
me,
my phone
and
to
we'll get it
show.
on the show
Yeah.
because I want to see that.
I mean, he's on my page. If you
Okay.
go to Robert_PHO, like you'll see it on the first couple posts.
Perfect.
All his stuff. Yeah.
That's so cool. And that must have been one heck of a project for sure.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I mean, I feel like that piece really kind of put me on the map too, because
Yep.
he won a lot of competitions
Yep.
at expos around the world.
Amazing. And you've tattooed quite an amount of space on your own body. What's
Yeah.
been the most painful part?
Oh, the painful part, the most was like behind my knee.
Really?
Yeah, behind
Why?
me. That's the part that bends, So imagine when you're stretching it and,
Oh my
and you
gosh.
get that needle, it hurts like right away.
Really?
Yeah, like there's no gradual pain. It just immediately hurts.
Are there any tricks or tips for pain management when getting a tattoo that you've learned?
I just learned how to keep my mind strong. I take my mind, I take my body, and I go somewhere. Like you
That
Mind
is
over matter.
incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I don't think about it. I just, I don't think about it when I'm sitting down and actually getting it. That's when like my mind kind of wakes up. But beforehand, like nothing.
Yeah, you don't think about
No,
it. You don't
I
anticipate.
ignore it. Everything. Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to talk a little bit about your heritage. So, where are you from?
I'm from Cambodia.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's incredible. And what was it like going from there coming here?
Well, I was 2 years old, right? I was born in Cambodia, and during that time, the Vietnam War was still going
Yep.
on. And then after the Americans left, and the Khmer Rouge came and took over,
Yep.
so they killed like I think 2 million people there. And so my family was one of the lucky ones to be able to escape it. So
Did you
became
know a lot of
refugees.
people that were
All my family died. Yeah, just me, my mom, and that's it. Like my brother, sister, and that's it.
Wow.
I think on my mom's side, she still had like a sister, but on my dad's side, he had like 9 brothers and sisters, nieces, nephew. Everyone died. Like they killed all of them.
That's horrible. And that's why I asked, because I know that time period was very crucial for
Yeah.
Cambodia, and I know that. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine starting all over again with no family
Yeah.
and just all that pain.
You know, I don't know how my parents hid it from us growing up. That's the thing that I always,
Yeah,
yeah.
they just
Because we didn't know. Like, I just barely found out as I got older, you know? But can you imagine that? It's like, that's crazy.
it's so horrible.
Knowing, like, everyone got killed, you know? It's
But
crazy.
you know what I think is the silver lining is you went through so much with all of that as your youth, going through all the things you went through as a teenager, and now you're able to share your art. And you know, that's therapeutic in its own way, right? Is being able to deliver such creativity and have that on someone forever.
Yeah.
What does that
You
feel
know,
like?
I grew up, like, kind of, you know, abusive home a little bit, you know, a lot of, like, you know, beating, stuff like that. So I remember every time, you know, I got in trouble, went to my room, I always drew. That's the only thing that I remember, just escaping, being
Yeah.
able to draw. So for sure, tattooing takes me a whole new different
Yeah.
place, you know.
Yeah, and that's a therapeutic part, and it was able to get you through.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My gosh,
And now you've been able to make a whole career out of it. You got 9
Yeah.
buildings. That's
Yeah.
insane. I want to know the craziest tattoo you've ever done.
That might have to be the crazy one, the one on Monty. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other ones that's a little bit more, you know, I don't know.
Did you ever have to like draw on a part below the belt that was not, you know, something that
Yes, I
you?
did.
Oh my God, for real? Come on,
Yes, I
What'd they
did.
want?
he
I
went
did- I
below the
did-
belt.
I did a stripper one time in
Oh.
North Carolina. I did some, I think it was like some paw prints coming out her butt.
No way.
Yeah. And she had to like bend over the whole time, and like it's just weird.
Oh my God,
Stop
that's
it.
ridiculous. And then the piercings. I mean, I don't even want to go into those because I know.
quit piercing when I had this one lady. She came in, really big lady. I mean, when she was walking, her legs was like walking like this. And I had my cousin working with me. I asked him to come help me to hold one side of the leg
Yeah,
because it was like I had to, but
hold the
but
leg.
he didn't want to. So I had to do the whole thing by myself. I had to literally take one arm and hold this side of the leg and this side and get a piercing because she wanted like
Oh,
a ring
come
in there.
on.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Yeah, and it was pretty bad. So
And then
after
you
that
were-
moment, I was like, no
He
more
was like, you
piercing.
know,
I
I'm
give up.
done.
Couldn't take it
No, I
anymore.
couldn't take it.
That's it.
Like everything, the whole experience was just bad. I think I even fired like one of the person that day. Like I was just
Thanks
so
for
upset.
helping me. You're out
Whoever
of
booked
here.
it.
That is
Yeah.
Oh my
hysterical.
gosh.
That's so funny. So where can people find you and your artwork one more time?
RobertFo.com or skindesigntattoos.com. I have Instagram as well, Robert_PHO or at skindesigntattoos.com.
All right, at Skin Design Tattoos. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us, and
You're welcome.
I am so thankful that you came out to hang with us today. It was a
You're
pleasure
welcome.
meeting you
Oh, thank
and
you.
learning
You too.
about you, your family, and so much more.
And we're coming to get matching tattoos.
Yes.
Yes, we
do
are.
it.
I want a little
Let's
tiny
do
heart.
it. We have matching tattoos on
Yes.
our sides.
Yeah.
She has it with like her sisters, and I have it with my cousins.
Oh, nice.
She's my aunt. So
Yes.
so we all have like matching tattoos in the same
That'd be
spot.
sick.
Let
me
Cute.
know.
So
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
I'm not getting
Yeah,
any
yeah.
more tattoos unless they're with you.
Okay.
That's it. Thank you so much
You're
again.
welcome.
One more time for your hand.
Can I also
yeah.
plug in? Like I am coming out with a book at the end of this year.
Yes.
Ooh,
Tell us.
what's it
So
about?
it's an autobiography of my life, and pretty much like the agent that's helping me work on it, he told me also there's a lot of people that want to make a film out of it and all kinds
Love
of stuff.
that.
So I'm just writing this whole thing, so I'm grateful to be where I'm at. And
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, next time, let us know, and we'll love to promote your book. We'll share
Yes,
the link.
okay.
Thank you so,
You're
so,
welcome.
so
Thank
much.
you.
One more time for your handle, Robert.
yes, Robert_PHO.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us
You're
today. You
welcome.
can find me at MichelleBaroneOnline.com or anywhere you listen to podcasts, Michelle Barone Red.
You guys can find me at Ash McPherson, 2 H's on all socials.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
Yay.
And Robert, we have a bracelet for you.
Oh, what?
It is from Rock and Roll Designs. We'd love to gift it to you. We
Okay.
just want to know which one you'd like, whether it be clear, matte, black, white, or red.
I like that red.
You like that red.
Yeah.
All
Here, I'll
right.
put it in
thank
the
you
box.
so
Let's-
much for joining us
Oh, thank you so
today.
much. Appreciate
And
it.
Rock and Roll Designs, the bracelet actually goes in here.
Okay.
It's really pretty.
Can I
Oh,
tag them like on a?
yes, they would
Yeah,
love
oh my
that.
God, she'd love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
Yep, you can put that right in there. Close
It's
it
so
up.
cool how it
I
closes
feel, I
it.
feel bad I don't have anything to give.
Oh my
no,
God.
are you kidding?
Came to
You're our guest.
podcast.
We give
yeah.
to you, honey.
All right.
Thank
We
you.
can't let our guests leave
Yes,
empty-handed.
there it is. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
Thank
everything.
you so
We're
much.
gonna
I'm
take a
serious.
couple
We're coming for
pictures.
tattoos.
Okay,
I'm so
yes.
serious.
Hey, we'll hook you guys up.
Oh man,
Yes.
let's go, baby. Let's go.